How's it going, everybody? I'm Dr. John Clayton. I'm an extremity specialist chiropractor located in Layton, Utah. My office is Supra Chiropractic, as you can tell. And I want to answer the big question of, if you've been to a chiropractor in the past and it didn't work, and so does that then mean that either the chiropractor didn't work or fix issue, or that chiropractic doesn't then work for you? And that's a common thing that we see, is that people will try a chiropractor once, or they'll go and do a care plan with a chiropractor and it is not successful, or that the patient doesn't get better. And so that is something that we need to start educating people on, is that not all chiropractors are the same, and therefore we need to make sure that we as chiropractors are educating people on what it is that we do, what we treat, and also what we don't do within our certain techniques, so that we don't lead people to believe that we can fix that issue when it's not something that we technically work on in the first place. And so that's what we're going to be going over in this video. And be sure, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to learn more about what it is that I do as a specialist within the chiropractic field. And then at the very end of the video, once I show the adjusting and the dry needling, I will go through and do a little bit more explanation as to the patient's history here, and just to not to cast any shade on any other chiropractors, but just to educate and indicate what I did differently compared to other chiropractors in the past for this patient, and how we were able to get to the result that we did at the end of this video. So hope you guys enjoy, and we'll catch you at the end for a recap and summary as to what we did and how we helped this patient. And you wouldn't say that the pain's more on one side than the other? Okay. So the tricky part with finding, like, let's say the most common area of having lower back pain is the L5, right? And so people are like, well, where's L5 in comparison to the SI joints?
Right.
And so it's like SI joints are right here, right?
And that right one's tender, but it's not
bad.
Not as tender as it's ever been, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And so right inside, if I go right inside of this, right there, that's L5.
Yep.
Okay.
So there and a little higher is where I'm feeling it.
Yep. And so commonly when I needle for like lower back pain, I'll do L5, right? And then L4.
Yep. Oh, that's where it is.
Yep. So fun time, right?
Yep.
So, and then usually the reason why we will adjust it and needle it is because, for one, we'll get the alignment back in, but then we want to make sure that the deep, like, spinal muscles that hook in on those ones, they're called multifidi, that they aren't in a spasm, because they're what stabilize your spine. And if your spine isn't stable, like you're saying, when you're doing like that, that kind of the worm crawl out, right, and then coming back in, if it can't even stabilize in a straight movement like that, game over.
Right. No twisting, no bending.
Exactly. Yeah. So what we'll do first, when I feel the L5 and you're like, hey, I feel like it's more prominent here, right? It's more prominent on the right side of your L5, which then tells us that there's rotation at L5 as well, right? Okay. And so kind of just to show you the difference is, if I was to say, okay, I take an activator, like what you're used to, and say, okay, even if we dial it up to, like on mine it has like numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 3 is what they tell you in the book, for this tool to use for the spine, right? Okay. And so for this area of the spine, so if I put it in here, right, and I go, okay, here it is where I would adjust it by hand, and I adjust it with this, okay, do you really feel that much?
Not a ton.
Not a ton, right? And so it's like, it's good, but at the same time, it's like, I want to make sure, did the bone actually go into place? Okay. And so I want to do a little bit more intense, movement than that. Okay? And so what I'll do, I'm just going to lift this up just so I have your shorts layer right here. Okay. And then I'm going to push right here. And the tricky part too, because like L5, and then if you feel L4, is L4 doing the same thing? Push here, push there. It almost feels like this side's here is twisted, right, and lifted there. So it feels like they're kind of going one versus the other, right, fighting against each other, right, like you're saying. So what I'm going to do, it's a little bit loud, is lift the table up and use our drop table. Okay, it's going to drop down, make a loud sound. Okay, we're going to get a little more tension there. So when I go in, we're going to do the L5 from this side here, then I'll go to the other side and we'll do the L4. Okay, and yes, it's loud, you don't really hear it or feel it as much, right? But usually you feel it when you do it this way. Okay, so to get on L5, what I want to do is get right where my thumb is, but to make sure I get in, the SI joint's not in my way, I'll kind of just push the glute down, get right on top of it right there. That way you're like, okay, that is the spot. That is the spot. Okay, so what we're going to do here is take a deep breath in, all the way out. Good. And it's like, yep, I think we got it.
Yep.
Okay, we don't give it a choice in that case. Okay, and you can tell I could hold pressure for a second and then I pull off and we're good. Okay. A lot more pressure than what the activator can do, unfortunately, right? I mean, like I said, they're great, but even like with the different levels of activator, even the best activator out there doesn't go high enough, the electronic one, to get to that depth. And then also when I dry needle it, is I'll actually be able to measure the depth of skin and soft tissue all the way down to your vertebrae to tell you, okay, if you were to generate enough force to go through this much tissue, you would need probably like 100 pounds to actually get down to the bone.
Okay.
Or whatever number. We're not going to do physics here. So. But
that's good because I didn't ever take physics.
Yeah. I'm not very good at it. So. Okay, so
tender.
Here is L4. Yeah, so they're just going just the opposite directions of each other. You know? It's fine. Okay, so there's this one here. And it's going to be a fighter. And you know it's coming too, so you're like, ugh.
Yeah, I'll try really hard to relax.
Yeah, you're good. Get right on top of her here. Okay. Let her go. And release pressure. Okay. Okay, so see if I push in on both sides now. Okay. You can still feel the muscle spasm, right? But see, I'm not getting hit by a bone anymore that's stopping me. It's just muscle, right?
Yep.
Same thing here. If I push in here, smooth, right? Smooth, but just tight muscles, okay?
Perfect.
So, I mean, got it. We're hitting it a little hard. I mean, kind of a jackhammer effect, right?
It's all good.
Okay.
That's why I'm here.
Okay, no problem. Breathe in here. Breathe out. And usually when people have like low backs thrown out like that, I'll get it over with first before I do the other stuff. So then slide down just a little bit there for me.
Better?
That's perfect. I just don't want to jam your shoulder when I go up there. So. Here. Not too bad. Okay, so we're going to go kind of that junction spot between thoracic and lumbar here. And then once I go through this, I'm going to kind of show you a few things about like the glutes and why I will incorporate the glutes when we do the needles. Okay, deep breath in here, all the way out. Deep breath in here. Deep breath in here. Deep breath in here. Okay. So you feel all through here like your other chiropractor's been doing a really good job of all the stuff through here, right?
Right.
So it's like everything's kind of in place. Not a whole lot's needing to move. Right?
That's good.
So it's awesome. So props.
Those are not my favorite.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
They're the tight ones that everyone needs. Okay, any tenderness up in here?
Not too bad.
Okay, perfect. So let's talk about it real quick with sitting for a job. Right?
Yep, which I do.
Non-stop. Okay.
Yep.
There's two different movements or kind of goals with the glutes, right? Is you've got that upper glute right here, and you've got the kind of middle to lower one right here. Okay.
Yep.
The upper one is responsible for abduction or moving away
Right.
of your leg, and then the lower one here is for
Forward motion.
yeah, it's like pushing you forward or basically extending your leg behind you. Okay. And so when you're sitting, are your knees in front of you or behind you?
In front of me.
In front of you. So they're doing the opposite of
Right.
the lower one, and then
That one gets tight.
yeah, and then most females, unfortunately, right? Guys, we always do what's called the man spread.
Yeah.
Right. Girls always do
Cross their
legs
legs.
together and cross their legs, right? And so I always show people the reason why that
Yeah.
we have this in the first place, and why we want to fix the glutes too when fixing the low back, is that these muscles, if they get too tight, right, then it tightens up your whole entire lower back. Okay.
Yep.
And so if people are always like, well, I don't feel like crossing my legs is that much of a hindrance. And I go, okay, let's prove it to you. Right? So if I say, here's your SI joint, here's the upper glute, and I slide down, tuck the elbow in, okay, and it's like already just in a relaxed position, it's tight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then I say, okay, I'm not going to change my tension, cross your ankles. And you're like, okay.
That kind of hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, feel the difference?
Yep.
Right? And so it never hurts here, but it presents as lower back pain.
Yeah.
Okay?
Gotcha.
So, run with that.
Okay. I try.
Easier said than done, though.
I
Easier
really
said
do
than
try to sit with my feet flat on the floor as much
Okay.
as possible. So.
Good. Okay, so we're going to do this lower one here, here, push in, and then cross ankles. Yep.
I
Okay.
don't know if I can.
It's way different when you do it that way, right? So in the end, and then that's from the perspective of, okay, if we're doing deep tissue work on that, how long would you let me actually do that for before it's just way too
Way
uncomfortable,
uncomfortable.
right? That's why I do the needles too.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. And so what we want to do now, right, is obviously adjust the SI joints, but also if there's any other kind of rotation that we need to take into account at L5 and L4, we're going to do that now. Okay. So we know that we had to do, like when we feel these hips here, you said like this one's more prominent, which would indicate that the hips are rolling back like this.
Right.
So you got to push it more forward. This one's going to usually be the opposite of that. And so
Yeah,
it's going to be
that's,
pulled forward.
anytime it goes out, it's always my right one that
That's
goes.
doing it. Okay, perfect. So we want to set this one forward, this one back, but then I want to rotate L5 this way to continue to fix it in that direction, and then L4 this way.
Right.
Okay, so
All kinds
basically
of
two different adjustments per side,
Okay.
completely different from each other because we're doing different levels and different types of bones that are out of place.
Okay.
So we're going to have you lay on your right side first.
Okay.
Okay. Do some yoga poses with you real quick,
Well,
right?
that's okay. Tell me what you need.
So we're going to go here, bring this leg back there, perfect. Then we're going to do a little crisscross.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to do the SI joint first. So just kind of hold there, hold the shoulder, and bring your knee up. Yep, fun.
Yep.
Breathe in, breathe out, here, this, like that. Okay, now we're going to do the L4. So now we're going to lock that foot back in there. Okay, we're going to put the arm on the wrist like that. Take this elbow, kind of wing it out like that. We're going to go underneath.
Okay.
I'm going to support, so L5 is right there, L4 is right there. I'm going to go into L3 so I can pull L4 like this. Okay, you're going to take this cheek here and slide it towards me.
Okay.
There you
There
go.
we go.
A little bit more tension there, right? Okay, we're going to hook on L4. Okay, and the best part is you got to put my arm in a headlock and try and break it.
Okay.
Okay, so try and see, show me how strong you are.
All
There you
right.
go. So go. Breathe in, breathe out. Here, just like that. Okay, now lay.
Move.
Yep. Now lay on your other side. We don't give them a choice but to move, right? Okay.
Flip over.
Yep, flip over. So we're going to do a similar variation
Okay.
as the S, but then we're going to do the L5, and we're going to stabilize L4, pull L5.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to bend this guy here.
All right, that's right.
Straighten that guy.
Guys.
Yep. Don't fall off the table.
I won't fall off the table.
Okay, and then this one here, I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'm going to stabilize hands. Okay, deep breath in, all the way out, and pull hip towards me here, like that.
Oh.
Yeah, tight one.
Yeah, very
And
tight.
again, when you say, okay, why is this one the tighter one?
Because that hip.
The glutes and the hip,
Okay.
right? And so pay attention now, moving forward, which leg are you crossing over more?
Yeah.
Or what, glute would be tightening more than the other one? I would say based on the history.
I put the right foot over the left. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Tighten that one, okay?
Yep.
So now we're going to go here. So hand across abdomen there. Hold the wrist.
That one there.
Okay. I'm going to go underneath. So
Yep.
we'll scoop underneath here. So we're going to go SI, L5, L4, stabilize L4, right? And then pull L5.
Okay.
Okay. Bring this cheek
Lock
towards
that.
me. There you
There we
go.
go.
Yep. Lock me in tight. Okay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Now lay on your back.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to pull hips to then get all the pressure
Okay.
out of SI now too.
All right.
Hit it from every angle, right?
Right.
Okay, so we're going to go here, let it go, just like that. Let it go here. Perfect.
It already feels better.
Right. The true test though is when you stand up and walk, right?
Yeah. How much pain in my hand. Oh, that one's got the screws in it.
Oh, shoot. In that one right there?
Yeah, and I had a bunion.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's in there.
Yeah, oh, no problem.
Yeah, so I forget to tell you.
Well, and so if they screw the tarsal bone to the metatarsal, it wouldn't pop.
Right.
But if they just screw it through the tarsal, the metatarsal, right, I can still adjust it.
Okay.
So that's why it was still movable.
Okay.
And if the screw was through both of those,
Yeah.
it can't articulate anymore, and it wouldn't let me.
All right. Perfect.
yeah.
Okay. I'm just like, yeah, that one's got the screw in it.
Yeah,
I forget
no
to tell
problem.
ya.
You're just fine. You're just fine. So, but yeah, I've had people that have had their big toes screwed as well with the bunions, and those ones, like, even if I grab it and stuff, they're like,
Yeah.
good luck. So, yeah, not a problem. So, but usually when I do the big toe, I won't do, because people are like, don't pop right here. I'm like, I don't, like where your bunion is
Yeah.
usually. I do the one out here,
Yeah.
but then all the other toes, I'll
You'll do the inside. Yeah.
Yeah, the inside one, right?
Well, I mean, you can see the scar. It's not like it's.
Yeah, it's very minimal, but yeah.
Well, it's been a few years.
But yeah, it's not bad. But the funny part is that adjustment I do is to help prevent bunions.
Yeah. Well.
Right. So it's like if you've had a history of them, like as long as I can move it.
One of my metatarsals was too long and it was impinging on the joint space, so that's why I had it fixed.
Oh, okay, nice.
But he's like, I'm just gonna fix the bunion that's starting here when we're at it.
Heck yeah.
So good.
Well, and the difference too now. So if I move this here, right, you can still feel like where there's limited motion from the screw. So I think the screw is from tarsal to tarsal, right? From first row tarsal to second row tarsal, right? Versus tarsal to metatarsal, right? Because you still got that motion, but you don't have that motion.
Yeah.
Those are glued together.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
So like I said, I had one that was too long, so he just shortened it out for me.
Heck yeah.
And fixed the foot.
Well, you did a good job because you don't see a bunion there now.
I know. Well, and I was like, now how's my other foot? Does it have the same problem?
Yeah.
Thankfully, no.
Seriously though.
But my sister had it, so.
Really?
It's genetic.
All right, watch out for your kids then, right?
Right. They're screwed.
Yeah, seriously. Screwed, they're gonna need screws.
They are. They're screwed. Back pain.
Back pain. Everything.
Knee pain. They're gonna love it.
Yeah, fun for them. So let's go over the knee stuff.
All right, knees.
What we want to do, like I said, is if you have something like a book underneath it that's a little bit harder, that way if I push it down, you can only feel it sinking where the cushion is, right? And that other surface is hard, okay? And it is hard to, if you have a lot of swelling above this area here, that is harder too. And so to kind of make it easier, I know we always talk about like the wall position, right? But what we want to probably do is, you can do it on a wall, but you almost need maybe more of a ledge. So you might need something underneath your leg that elevates it slightly, rather than just like flat on the ground, because then you're like, it's literally like you're doing yoga and stretching, right?
Okay.
So what I'll want to do, a couple different ways, is let's first check for rotation of the knee. And so we're going to set that first. Here. So we're going to go here. It's the adjustment that feels like nothing's happening.
Yeah, I know. It's great though.
It's good. I'd rather it be that way, because then we save the fun stuff for now.
Right.
Okay. And so what I'll do, start right above here. Okay. And if I push, so I'll always kind of push down towards the ground first. Okay. And that way I know I have enough kind of skin or leverage right above the kneecap, and then I can put that tension here now, and all that other hand has to do is just support right like that, and then you're going to kick that leg up.
Oh yeah, sure I am.
Good luck. Yeah, but you see how you did on mine.
So bad.
Yep. And let it relax. Yeah, even on mine, I can feel it slipping underneath my hand too. So you're not alone, right?
Okay.
Even for me doing it, it's fine, right? So the biggest thing for me is just be consistent, right, in doing it. And even if you're like, I can't get it, it's always slipping, I'm like, at least you're trying.
Okay.
Like, you're still getting it.
Yeah, and that's the knee that doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
have some
gonna be torture
fun stuff on the other one there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to go down, okay, and then down. Keep that kneecap in place, and then go ahead and flex.
Oh, that is so painful.
Yep.
Ouch.
And then let it relax. Okay, let it go. Okay, and then I can pull off. Okay.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what the left one's gonna be like.
We'll find out now. So, heck yeah.
I will really just.
Yeah. Okay, so we check for rotation first.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the knee that's just always jacked up.
Yeah. It's because this one's always crossing over it, you know.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. And do you get more pain on the outside?
Inside, actually.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
Yep.
And then more in here? Okay.
Yep, my MCL, right?
Yeah, part of it. So, I mean, an MCL too is going to be like from in there, like inside the knee joint itself right there, right? But if it's outer here in the soft tissue, right, it's not really knee joint as much, right? But you've got, like right through this area here, there is like a bursa on the side here. And then there's like kind of a grouping of muscles that hook in on the inside as well. And then typically what I'll look at is the inside part of the knee here. So like you could say the grouping of muscles that hook in here. They're called the pes and serene group, right? Remember that for our test later on today, right? Love
I even know how to spell that.
You do? Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
P-E-S? A-N-S-E-R-I-N-E?
Heck yeah.
I did ortho transcription for a while.
Heck yeah. Okay. Okay. So you already know more than I do about it. So.
Well, I just know how to spell them.
So in the end, there is a bursa underneath, kind of that like the tendon that hooks in there, and so it is an area like I have needled on people and stuff. So like, I mean, if it needed to get to that point, you know, great. But I always say the go-to for inside knee issues is going to be the adductor muscle groups, right?
Okay.
And so we'll kind of show that in just a sec, because it's probably as painful or more painful than doing the kneecap.
Oh, great.
Okay. So, but a lot of people.
Fantastic.
So we want to release the tension, and it's like what muscles are going to be on the side of you here? Not a whole lot that contribute to pain here for the most part. They're usually coming from
up
above in their bigger muscle groups. Okay.
Okay.
So keep your leg as straight as you can, because you can see that's the other thing too. If you are like putting your leg as straight as you can, but then you realize that your leg's still kind of falling out like this. When you do your own kneecap positioning, right?
Make sure you're rotating in.
Make sure you're rotating in like this. Or even if you're saying, well, what if I rotated too far in? No problem. I'd rather you rotate more in, right? Because the largest muscle of your quads is out
along
here,
the side.
along the side. And so most kneecap issues, right, if you were to take an X-ray,
out this way.
and the majority of kneecap dislocations, lateral. Okay, and so if you're promoting lateral and then grinding it out, you're promoting dislocation. Yep. So
all right.
just fun little fact. Okay, you got this. Tough it out.
I will.
Okay, so we're gonna go down and down. Hold it in place and lift her up.
Am I doing anything?
No, you're good. You're doing good.
It sure doesn't feel like it's doing anything.
Okay, and then let it relax. For obvious reasons of pain, that's why I only do it for like 10 seconds, and then I let it relax. Okay? And then each time you go into it, it's just 10 times worse. Okay?
So smart.
It's okay though, because your knee's getting really hot now from doing that, and so it's a warmer for my hands because my hands are cold. So, 2-for-1 deal there. So we're gonna push down and slide down all the way, and then go ahead and contract. Ooh, good click there.
Oh, that's so smart.
Okay, and then let it relax. Good. So kind of breaking up some adhesions in there.
Yeah, I'm like, I know I've got Rice Krispies.
Yeah. So, but again, too, so when people have a constant knee issue here, and like they're like, well, why is it causing from? Like, why is it stemming from this area in here, right? If you say, okay, where's the largest quad muscle? If I go and push in right here, that's where it hooks in. So people are like, I didn't know that was a problem. It's like, yeah, if that's pulling so much, that's why you're getting that to move that direction too. Okay, and so in a lot of ways, if I was to say, okay, how would I address this knee issue long term, right, is I would want to work on all the power muscles above it, and then say, okay, focus on more muscles underneath the hamstring group, right, to actually help the knee stabilize. Because if it's a matter of stability, it's not an issue of weakness here.
Right.
It's an issue of weakness in the hamstring group. Strengthen that, right? Still work on this, right? But that's how you actually are going to fix a knee long term, okay? And if I need to go in and turn these guys off from being so, tight all the time, angry, then that's where the knee lead can come into play, of, kind of ripping apart the quad group if we need to, okay? All right, so then let's show you real quick how we do the adductors. Now, this is a good way to do it at home. You usually want to have a partner or someone there with you doing it. And so I'll put the leg in the frog leg position like this, right? And then a lot of times you'll find, right, if you were to just go into a simple stretch, if I push on the knee and I watch that opposite hip, it wants to like roll over towards me, right? So even from a stretch position, what I'll tell people to do is have the partner cup the pelvis right there on the front of the pelvis right there, okay? And then once that's flat as it can be, then take your tension there. If you do it the opposite way, or you do the leg first before the hip, it's very painful. I mean, it already is painful, but
Just trying to breathe through it.
yeah. So there's kind of your easy stretch to do at home, right? But then kind of from a manual therapy standpoint, right, what you'd want to do, and I always tell people, if it's someone at home doing it or like a spouse, they can use their hands to do it. I'll use a broad surface, and that way you can see my hand because of the region we're working in, right?
Yeah.
So we want to hold the fabric down. I can start from in here, or I can just start and work through. What my goal is that I want to pin, basically take the leg like this, divide it in half, work through that line, and work as I go up like this, and right about here is where it starts to get really intense and it feels like a cord. Okay. And if you go up and you hit bone, you went too high. Okay. So once we kind of find that maximum pain point, we'll hold that for a few seconds. And good. Okay. And just repeat that as often as needed. And do all the other muscles too.
Okay.
Let it go.
All right. I tried.
You're fine. No problem. No problem.
This is the ones that always hurt.
Wrist.
I like that one.
I call this one the love-hate relationship.
It feels so
It hurt a
good.
little bit while you do, but as soon as you take it off, you're like,
no,
oh,
it
okay.
feels so good.
Heck yeah.
This is the one that the elbow's always tight.
Okay, no problem. Oh, it feels tight.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know why. This is the one that I'm like every time like, oh, it hurts so
Yeah.
bad. I'm trying to relax. I promise.
Oh, you're good. So so if I feel through like kind of this top part of the forearm right here, here's your bone. Okay. So the big thing with this one here is these muscles want to do this, the extensors of the wrist. And so the thing I tell people is if you notice an issue with this, because this would be your mouse hand on a computer, this is your typing hand like all the time, right? If your hand, see how your hand is in this position here, right? If that feels like it's normal to you, right, that's a problem because it's putting constant stretch on this part of your forearm, okay? So what you want to do is you want your wrist like this, right? So it's telling the muscles to contract rather than be stretched and pulled on all day long. Because if I said, okay, we go to your like a neutral position like this, and I go, let's go past that.
Wait,
that's where you feel it,
yeah.
right? And so if you're like, well, I'm not doing that all day long. I'm doing this. I'm like, that's 10% of this.
Gotcha.
Right? So it'll still have the same effect over time. Okay?
Yeah. I can do that one every day.
Seriously.
So good.
And are you okay if I do the neck for you?
Yep.
Yeah. See how it goes, right?
We'll see how it goes. You don't usually get cracks out of me, but.
No worries. Another breath in. How'd you know?
What?
How'd you know there was no pause?
Because it just never does.
No worries.
That time it did.
Good. Challenge accepted then.
All right.
We're going to lift up here. Deep breath in. All the way up. Let it go. Make you a little taller. Okay.
First time we did that, I had the worst headache afterwards.
Oh, that's why I didn't pull as hard this time. So.
No, it's good.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I think that's the hard part too. Is it's like some things people's like that feels amazing. Some people are like I hate that. So I'm like, please tell me what feels good or what doesn't. And I don't take offense to it. I'm like,
well, that first release, I don't know why, but that was bad. Headache catch that, but
gotcha. So
it's all good.
As long as you don't have the headache still from it.
Right. It was just for like
a year ago or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And we're okay, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, go ahead and sit up here for me. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. When it comes to adjusting patients and helping them, one of the biggest things for me is asking the right questions. And so when the patient came in today, one of the things that I caught on to as the patient was talking to me and saying what their pain was that I had gone to my other chiropractor and I had gotten a few adjustments. And so right then and there, it's not an opportunity for me to belittle the patient or get mad at them for going to a different chiropractor, right? I have been a chiropractor for 5 years now, and even being a specialist, most people, if they are older than I am, if they're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, they've probably gone to another chiropractor in the past. And so to get mad at someone for trying a chiropractor that they went to previous to me, then that's their choice. That's what they want to do. And that's probably honestly more familiar or comfortable because that's who they went to before they saw me or met me. And so that's not something to get mad at your patients for. Like in a good way, look at it this way, is that the patient's now here to see you. And so that chiropractor or doctor, physical therapist, whoever that you're going to, if you've been to a competitor of that person in the same field, you're there now seeking help because whoever else didn't fix the issue fully. And so in a way, it's a compliment to you because they're trusting you to be the person to hopefully fix that issue for them. And so that's the opportunity that I saw today, is that what is missing from the pieces of the puzzle and how do we best help this patient? And so one of the biggest things is the technique or ways that that patient is adjusted from the chiropractor. One of the things that a lot of people will go to a chiropractor for is lower back pain. And so a common tool used by chiropractors is one of these. And this is a chiropractic activator. And in a lot of ways, it's very easy to use. You literally put it on the part that you're adjusting. Here, preload it, click it, right? And then depending on what setting it's on, it will put force through that area of the body to adjust that area, segment, whatever it is, right? So when it comes to doing this, it is a very accurate way of adjusting. It's great, right? And a lot of people love this because as patients, it's very minimal force in that I'm not going to be jumping on your back and then adjusting you that way. And so you could say it's very safe in that there shouldn't be any room for error that I would hurt a patient or break anything or, cause them to have major pain from me pushing into them with my hands. And so there's a lot of pros to using this. However, as was illustrated in this video, the depth of how far I had to put needles into the patient's spine, I used 60 millimeter needles, which they're not short, that's for sure. But using 60 millimeter needles to go in and hit the lamina or the part of the spine to where the multifidi muscles hook into or are round and that's safe to needle into. When I went into these areas for the patient, I'm going much deeper, I would argue, than what this can penetrate with as far as force goes. And so, yes, is it helping to stimulate movement into that area to then help the patient adjust? Yes. But is it actually setting the bone back in place? I would argue no, because this cannot actually physically contact that they call lamina pedicle junction of the bone, because I just showed how deep it truly was for this specific patient. And so, yes, these tools are great. However, when the patient was adjusted previously from that chiropractor, this was the tool that was used to adjust the spine. And so it did not correct it enough to cause the patient to not be in pain. And so that's when I said, okay, perfect. Not to say, hey, this tool is not good, let's not use it. That's not the point. The point is that I don't want to use that tool to then adjust the patient because we already know that it hasn't worked the last 2 to 3 times for that patient. So let's do something different, AKA manually adjust by hand. And that's what you saw in this video. And that's what was needed or necessary to help the patient because we already knew that we couldn't just start with the easier methods, right? So then when it came to adjusting the pelvis, that's great. We were able to get in there, but one of the biggest things that causes low back pain in patients, like we showed in this video, is glute tightness. And so the glute or butt cheek muscles, they are responsible for tightness in the backside area, which then is the same side of your body that lower back pain is as well. And so if you have tight glutes and you have low back pain, please fix the glutes and release the tension in them to then help the lower back. And so that's why you see so commonly when I'm doing this for the dry needling, any manual stuff on patients, therapy type stuff, is that I focus so much on glutes. So when it comes to fixing the lower back, you saw that when I needled into the gluteus maximus of the patient on that left side, that the foot was even twitching as well. And so that's the point too, is that because there's such strong nerve, they call it innervation, throughout the lower body coming from the glute and butt cheek area, is that it controls everything below that. And so if someone has foot pain, if someone has knee pain, hamstring pain, calf, their calves are really tight, that can also be linked to something higher up the chain or the glutes. And so that's kind of an overall summary as to why we went through so much, or why we needled what we needled. It was not only to help the lower back, but also to help the entire chain for the patient going down even to the foot. And so when it comes to these areas, we want to make sure that we're hitting them as accurate as possible. And in my opinion, our adjustments should be very accurate, right? If I said I'm going to do a Y strap and help a patient with their lower back pain, I'm pulling all the way from their neck. What's I can do for their lower back? And so the same thing can be said, is that we want to be as specific as possible when adjusting. That's why we went and I directly put my hand on the contact of the bone that I was adjusting to make sure that I isolated that one bone to guarantee a result for the patient. And in this case, it was a good result. And then we went in and we dry needled it, released all the muscles and the tension throughout the whole entire glute and low back area. And then we got our result. And so even the patient was able to express that after we adjusted them, they got up, they walked out, no pain. And so that's what we want to get. That's the point of doing what I do. That's the point of adjusting specifically. That's the point of diagnosing correctly, and also listening to the patient. And that's, I think, the biggest piece, is if your doctor or chiropractor is not listening to you and actually taking those things as positive feedback to learn from or tailor towards your care, then they aren't the doctor for you. And so at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing for me, is please be heard as patients. Please be listened to, but also please take feedback from your patients, in that if they don't like something or don't want something, please listen to them and help them get what they need and what they want from what they tell you. And so that is the overall encompassing factor of all this, and why we're able to get the result is because I was able to listen to the patient and hear what they needed, and then give them what they needed, which was fix the lower back, get me out of pain, I want to go live my life. And so that's what it is. There you go. So in the end, I'm going to leave you how I leave you in every other video, where it's Supra Chiropractic. We've got your back and everything else. And we'll see you in the next video.